It's really good to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, I'm Vatsal Shah. I'm co-founder and CEO at Litmus. And with me today, Scott from SoftServe. If you can introduce yourself a little bit.
Yeah, hello everyone. Scott from Scotland, and SoftServe, so it's easy to remember.
Yeah. Oh, it's really good to have you here. Your experience in the industry itself is invaluable. Everything that we have been working together with SoftServe, catering the customers itself, we learned a lot over last few years. So I'm really good that we have this session, and I'm glad that I got a chance to talk to you more. So
Yeah.
thank you for participating on. Okay, let's get started on a broader topic itself. The like right now, if you look at Hannover Messe, it's like we started in a digital spectrum. We went into Microsoft, Google. We are going into AWS, Ericsson. SoftServe has a very big presence here. Is there any specific trend that you are seeing that we should really talk about? Anything that is worth noting for you this year?
Yes and no. I mean, when you look around, you're obviously seeing the things that we were expecting, like agentic AI and more Gen AI, and also some of the things that have been around for a few years, like predictive maintenance, etc. But for me, what I always think is we're often 5 years ahead of where our customers actually are.
Yeah.
And we've talked a lot about this with SoftServe in the past, year or so, that data foundations are just they are necessary for you to do all the fun stuff like generative AI. Yeah. So without those foundations, like you guys offer, where you're able to kind of get data together and make it exposed to then put generative AI applications on top of, you are really not setting yourself up for success. So whilst it's great to look around and see all this cool stuff, it's always the questions come back to, well, is it in the right data foundations ready? So
yeah, absolutely. And I think that you're spot on about vendors, partners. We are always a couple of years ahead of the market.
Yeah.
We started talking about AI and generative AI the day ChatGPT was launched.
Yeah.
Prior to that, we were always talking about machine learning. We were talking about deep learning. One of the biggest challenges that is always there in the manufacturing and industrial world is always about the data. If you don't get the data foundations right, everything that you build on the top of it, it's on a shaky ground.
Yeah.
Data changes, insight changes, infrastructure changes. It never scales up very well.
Yeah.
How do you think generative AI is evolving in this broader environment itself? Any specific use cases that you are?
So yeah, I mean, I think we're seeing this evolution, right, where it's going from Gen AI originally was just talk to data, which is text-based, which is quite easy.
Sure.
And then we see this evolution to multimodal, which is, okay, structured data, how do we talk to that?
Yes.
And that then is where obviously machine data comes into place and is absolutely critical to be successful. And as we now start to talk about agentic AI, which requires even better data foundations to be able to do the reasoning, because without an understanding of data, you cannot reason very well, then that's where it acts as a foundation for agentic AI. So it makes it even more important, I would say, as the evolution, as you try to evolve further.
Yeah. And any specific, again, foundational data is on like primary challenge itself. Yeah. But if we think about agentic AI, any fun use case, anything that is critical that you have been saying in the industry itself?
So I think people are also getting multimodal RAG and agentic AI kind of cross-confused.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're seeing applications of multimodal RAG being adopted as we speak with our customers, and we're helping them basically surface their SOP documentation, their vibration data, everything they need to do a maintenance task.
Yeah.
But then agentic AI, I mean, we are now experimenting as to how the reasoning will add on top. The compute power will obviously exponentially increase.
Yes.
So the question we're talking to the customers now is like, do you need agentic now, or do you just need an application which serves the need of the maintenance engineer?
Yeah.
And the latter is obviously true. So we just then pull them back and say, do Gen AI well first, and then we'll evolve up to agentic when the time is right.
Yeah, exactly. And you're spot on. There are generations of applications we are seeing. The first level of application might be just analytical application.
Yeah.
It's like statistical processing, it's there, it's gonna stay there forever. So don't use like Gen AI to calculate OEE or uptime, downtime. No need.
No need.
No need. So the idea is like working with SoftServe itself. There are first generation of application which is insights driven application. Second generation might be machine learning or might be trend or might be pattern recognition type of application. And Gen AI applications on the top, they are just pure magic.
Yeah.
It's much more what humans and what algorithms cannot find, try to find it in the Gen AI application itself.
I mean, that is the true problem statement is how do I get information faster?
Yeah.
And it's really those operational situations in manufacturing where it's necessary. So if my machine's on fire,
Yeah.
how do I fix it as soon as possible?
Yeah.
And if I'm an engineer who's only been doing this for 6 months, I have no chance.
Correct.
So generative AI gives me the opportunity to act as a superhuman,
Exactly.
to go and execute the task to standard and fast as well. So
Yeah, exactly. And on that exact point, we have this customer. They have close to 30 different CNC vendors on a single plant floor. So the guy who joined 6 months ago, not gonna know
Good luck.
30 different vendor manual.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But LLM, SLM, they already know.
Yeah.
If the error comes from the CNC machine, they just feed it into LLM, try to normalize the alert for me. The person who was fresh off the university, now they are maintaining the 30 CNC machines from generations of different systems.
Yeah.
That's a pure magic right there.
And that is, I mean, that's when the conversation will turn to agentic. When you have a predictive maintenance application, the documentation, the IoT data, you feed it all together, and then it says not only this is working, but now this is how you fix it.
Correct.
And then it signs off and does the like the work order task to the CIM again. So
Yeah, exactly.
the ability to orchestrate and play is it will be fantastic.
Yeah.
But let's fix the data foundation, and then
first,
the Gen
yeah.
AI, and then the agentic AI.
Exactly. And there are generation of applications that the manufacturing companies are always looking for.
Yeah.
This is your second year with KPMG and XR. Anything exciting?
Yeah, I mean, XR, AR, it's an exciting space. So SoftServe, we work with KPMG, as they work as a strategic consultant partner. I work as the technology instigator, implementer. And that space is very interesting because we're starting to mix, especially the work we're doing in NVIDIA, the physical and virtual worlds, and the ability to understand how to deploy machines virtually before actually then physically going and deploying, which means teams across the world can come together.
Yeah.
They can design the machine together, they can commission the machine together, they can train on the machine together, and then they can troubleshoot through maintenance, etc. together. So the digital twin acts as that red thread between the whole thing, which we see is super exciting. And you would have seen from the GTC talks, the physical AI is after agentic AI.
Exactly.
And that's where, the physical AI is becoming a very hot topic as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I think physics-aware, physical AI itself, like manufacturing companies, it's not a linear equation all the time. It's not like this is the input, this is the output, these are the environmental parameters. If it was that easy, there would have been already solved. But there is always a physics-aware models, physics-aware LLM models which are opening up more, physics-aware machine learning models. Now physical AI is going to open up, and bundling it with the digital twin, bundling it with the XR framework, AR framework itself, opens up countless possibilities.
Yeah, I mean, they could say there's a lot of hype around the industrial metaverse, but we're seeing real applications.
Yeah.
We're using old technologies like discrete event simulation, which has been around for 20 years. We're bringing that into that environment with the AI models, and we're then doing optimizations within warehousing.
Yeah.
But again, we can optimize on real-time data even better.
Correct.
So our historical data, so that quality of data that we're playing with is the old discrete event simulation, garbage in, garbage out.
Garbage out, yeah, exactly.
And if you don't have that data, you're basically, you have a non-starter. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
And I think because these models, they are not trained on the real data of customers itself. If you don't feed a clean contextualized information, those LLMs, SLMs, they are never going to understand those model in the first place, data in the first place.
Yeah.
So clean data foundation, data contextualization on the top of it, integrating in a way this LLMs can easily digest.
Yeah.
Agentic AIs can easily digest becomes a very crucial point.
Yeah, cleaning your data with clear time series based data means that you can say, I mean, what questions do you want to ask?
Yeah.
And as a maintenance engineer, I want to know, well, my machine just broke down. What's the vibration been for the past 2 days?
Correct.
You can't do that unless the data is clean.
There's a, yeah, exactly. No, and anything else that you're excited about in the event itself? Anything?
I think, yeah, we're starting to see glimpses of the physical AI. We see robotics over in Microsoft. We're seeing some of the cool stuff on the production line over at AWS. For me, I think what, again, kind of I'm excited to see is this kind of like the addressing what was done needed to be done 5 years ago.
Correct, yes.
And kind of setting those standards and open source systems which enable you to do the actual fun stuff. But yeah, we're showing quite a lot of cool stuff on our booth.
Yes.
With generative AI for industrial assistance, but also with our computer vision systems, where we're able to do extraction of quality and worker safety solutions on the edge, raise that up to the cloud, and actually run the analytics then also there. So it's some super cool stuff there. I mean, it's a big fair, right? There's a lot going on. Yeah.
Absolutely. And what's your booth number for anybody who wants to join?
Hall 15E14.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. Pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, and you're doing something cool with KPMG as well for NFTs.
Yes. So with our partners such as Dell here and also on SoftServe, there's the ability to go scan the QR code to collect the NFTs.
Yes.
And it's a little bit of an Easter egg hunt as well.
That's pretty brilliant.
Yeah.
There is NFT scan right here.
Yeah.
There is one in Dell booth, SoftServe booth. So if you get a chance, please do visit SoftServe and check out some cool demos.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Really good. Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you for joining me. Yeah.